Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back. Kellen here with Droid Life. So I've got in front of me today a tablet, which I know is something we almost never look at because honestly, most Android tablets aren't worth looking at. But this one's different because it's made by Google. Actually, it's 100% made by Google, according to Google. So this isn't a Nexus where they've, sort of worked with another manufacturer to make a device and then branded it with Google and Nexus. This is a Pixel product. So if you guys are familiar with Chromebook Pixels, there's been two. They're basically really, really high-end Chromebooks, ridiculously expensive Chromebooks that are made with, premium materials and usually highlight some sort of new technology. But they're Google made and branded. And so that's what this is. This is the Pixel C tablet. It runs Android, so it's not part of Chrome. But it's part of the Pixel line, which is sort of Google's in-house, if you will, high-end version of hardware. And so here it is. It's available now. It runs $499 for a 32 gig model or $599 for a 64 gig model. It also comes with, which we'll get to in a second. No, I'm sorry, it doesn't come with. You should, if you're buying it, probably pick up the keyboard, which also runs another $150. Now, I say you should probably pick it up because it's pretty cool. It wirelessly charges when it's connected to the tablet. It also acts as a protector, and then of course it acts as a keyboard and has 135 degrees of angle, so you can sort of adjust it as you will. It's kind of like the cool feature. Like the Pixel, which we'll get to in a second, the Pixel C, is really just an Android tablet, which is made really nicely, and it has, nice specs and stuff. But this is almost like the selling feature is the cool keyboard that Google's built. But anyways, we'll get to that in a second. Let's unbox them both and show them to you, and then we'll sort of get to later on whether or not this is even something you should consider in 2015. A sort of hybrid style tablet with productivity in mind, but fun in mind as well. So anyways, let's unbox it. This is the Pixel C from Google. All right, so I've got my blade handy. Actually, I guess we can look at the box. So this is sort of that classic Pixel notifier, if you will. On both of their Chromebooks, they had this sort of the Google color sort of light up in some sort of way on there. You can see Pixel C there on the side. Nothing on those other sides. And on the bottom, it just says designed by Google. And there's a little Android bug droid because it does run Android. So it does say assembled in China, but again, as the marketing materials all say 100% made by Google. So this isn't like an LG tablet with their name on it. This is a Google tablet with Google's name on it. So, all right, toss wrapper aside. So the first time we looked at this was back in September at the Nexus 6P and 5X event, where they also announced Marshmallow. And they sort of teased this at the end of the event, if I can get this thing out of the box, sort of teased this at the end of the event saying, we have a Pixel device coming that runs Android. And everyone's like, well, we thought that was a Chrome thing, but apparently not. I seriously cannot get this open. Okay. Tight fit there. All right, so here is the device. I'm just going to set it down for a second. All right, so inside it says connect to charger, turn on, find network, log in or sign up. And then there's actually some guide stuff here about magnets and things because there's some pretty heavy magnets, I believe, in there. Set that aside. And the only other thing in the box that appears is this, which is, of course, a USB Type-C charger. So USB Type-C port in here, not micro USB. Obviously, Google's pushing Type-C. In fact, the second edition Chromebook is the Chromebook Pixel is the first Google device that had this Type-C port, and then now, of course, the 5X and 6P do. So this is carrying on with that. And yeah, I don't think this even comes out. So yep, that is it in terms of what's in the box. So let's see if it fires up without me actually plugging it in. So let's take plastic off. All right, so I'm going to try to fire this bad boy up. There's a power switch up there. Please. There we go. So big Google logo. All right, so we'll take a tour. So the back side, you can see this could be a battery meter, maybe not. This is obviously that sort of the light bar that I showed you that was on the packaging. There it is. It's all lit up there. So no logos whatsoever. It is just a clean sheet of metal. And it's actually quite sexy. You do have a camera up here, which I believe, is 8 megapixel. So you do have an 8 megapixel camera there. You can barely see it, just a little guy. No flash around it. That power switch is up top here. And then actually, if you rotate sort of around the corner, there is your volume rocker. And if we keep going, you'll see speaker here, USB Type-C port here. If we get down to the bottom, there's actually nothing on the bottom. And then if we keep rotating, you do have another speaker and then a 3.5 millimeter headphone jack. So, I mean, this is about the cleanest tablet design I have ever seen. And here's just sort of a closer look at that. So this was initially just yellow and now it's fully lit up.
Continue touching the screen until you hear a beep to enable accessibility mode.
No, please don't do that. I don't know how many times I've done that. So this is running Marshmallow, so pure Android. And it's really going to make me log into a Wi-Fi network in order to get started. So we're just not going to do that. It does have a 2 megapixel camera up front there. In terms of the rest of the specs, you're looking at a 10.2 inch 2560 by 1800 display. It's an LCD display. That's 308 pixels per inch. It should be a really nice display. I would imagine Google's going to put something good in there. The device itself is just 7 millimeters thick, so you kind of see there just how thin this thing is, even with its metal build. It is silver and only comes in this one color. So inside you have an NVIDIA Tegra X1 processor with their Maxwell GPU. It has 3 gig of RAM. As I mentioned in the opening, 32 or 64 gig of storage, no SD card support. 8 megapixel, 2 megapixel cameras, which I mentioned, stereo speakers, which I showed you. You have, one on each side. So you do have that stereo speaker. Let's see. That's pretty much it. You do have AC, 2x2 MIMO, Wi-Fi in it, Bluetooth 4.1, USB Type-C, which I mentioned. And that's it. I mean, it's sort of a standard tablet for the most part. It's just been built to Google's spec and is meant to look really, really nice. And don't get me wrong, this thing feels nice. It actually kind of reminds me of some of HTC's phones that are just all metal. So anyways, so there's the tablet. Again, I can't really test much until I log into a Wi-Fi network. So let's just go ahead and show you the keyboard. So here's the keyboard again. So keyboard, again, one of the big selling features, and it does cost you an extra $150. So even if you want to get into this on the minimum level, you're looking at $500 for the 32 gig model, plus another $150. So $650 if you want to get into the Pixel C tablet. This is available right now on the Google Store as well as both of the 32 and 64 gig tablets. So here is keyboard. We'll set that there. All right, so a little guide, light bar on the back, and camera, and all. It's basically telling me a tour of everything. So has feet on it, has a space bar, slide tablet to the side to attach it, flip over. There you go. It's telling you the camera should be on top. More instructions in the box. I'm telling you how to close it and how to use it and what not to do. Oh, I see. Light bar and space bar need to be together for the keyboard to charge. Got that? So if you want them to charge, those need to be the same direction. Essentially what they're saying. Here's some additional stuff. You'll notice though, there's nothing to charge this with because to charge it, you just use the tablet. So let's go ahead and take the plastic off of this bad boy. So this is built with the same, all metal material as the tablet, so it should match. If I can figure out how to get this thing off. There we go. All right, so here is the keyboard. And just to run down a little bit here, what Google has to say about it, it's just the right angle, has 135 degrees, so you can work anywhere. And maybe I have to be attached. There we go. You can be attached, and then you can just sort of start adjusting angles as you see fit. So I'll show you that from this angle. So you can put this any angle and it will stay, which is pretty cool. So 135 degrees. Their sort of sales pitch is type naturally at 99% the pitch of a full-size keyboard with deep keystrokes. So you can type naturally just like you would on a laptop, sort of what they're going for. These actually do feel like laptop keys. They're pretty deep. So has you covered. So I guess I'll try to show you the cool part here. And so that said spacebar and that together, and you just attach it, and then now that should be charging the actual keyboard. So as long as you have light bar and space bar the same, it charges this. So again, you don't have a way to charge the keyboard other than by attaching it to the tablet, which is a little bit unique, but also very cool. So it offers protection and sort of gives you that almost laptop notebook look, and then also charges as well. So, and again, this is not the keyboard charging the tablet. This is the tablet charging the keyboard. So it just connects really quickly via magnet, and then you can just adjust or break it. So there's that, and it'll just, again, sit at any angle and type away. So anyways, this has just been a quick unboxing. We're not trying to get into whether or not it's good or not. So Pixel C, Google's new tablet. We will have a review hopefully soon. Let you guys know what we think about this new really high-end Android tablet. So if you guys have comments, questions, or anything else, let us know. We are Droid Life. Peace.